back to AM Live. We're here with Monique. And Monique, what you got cooking up today?
Well, I'm pretty excited.
What you got cooking good looking?
Wow, I'm cooking up something good for you.
Thank you.
An easy appetizer. You know, we're getting into the holiday season again. And I remember a couple times last year where I go, oh, I'm supposed to bring something. And, you know, I'm already halfway through the afternoon or maybe at work and think, oh, what am I going to do? You know, and I don't want to just bring something simple. You can do shrimp with, you know, cocktail sauce. That's kind of a little standard. But something you can make up quick even in your break room at your office or run home real quick, and something you can do snappity snap. So this is a really simple recipe. Anyone can do it. Even the kitchen challenged folks can still do it. It's just that easy. But I want to talk a little bit about tools also in the kitchen, because I feel like that's a really important step that we forget about. All-purpose knife. This is one of the best knives. I did get it at the kitchen store. I've had this knife before. It does everything. It does chopping, slicing, dicing. Just really great all-purpose. You don't have to spend $500 on a knife set. One knife, I think it was maybe $29, something in that range, and it lasts for years. I've never sharpened it. So I've had one that I've had probably since '07 or '08.
Very nice.
And it's never been sharpened, and it's still really great. So just one good simple knife. Pampered Chef or even the kitchen store is going to have something like this. It's a corrugated slicer. Really, you can kind of see here. And
it makes
it puts a cool little edge on, you know, similar to what I have on the cucumbers there. And it just makes food really pretty. It's something you can do if you want to slice carrots. You know, you've seen the corrugated carrots at the grocery store. If you're at home, you can just, you know, slice them up real quick. This works great. Other thing that I like is it's called a melon baller, and it's usually, you know, used with different colored melons. You make a salad out of it. But it's a really multi-purpose type of tool.
They're great.
And you'll see when I go ahead and remove the seeds out of the cucumbers how incredibly easy it is.
The little tomatoes, use that. And then you always remember to turn your tomatoes upside down and let them drain like on a
and then you can stuff them or you can decorate them or do
Absolutely.
whatever. Great little tool. This is kind of the same thing, a little more advanced version. This is really sharp, and you need a little more care in making the melon ball circular, but you can make them oval with this tool. So that's kind of neat. And then most people use this end, you know, to hull strawberries to get the green part out. So I like that. This I have used for years. Another Pampered Chef item. Yeah, it's a zester, so you can go ahead and use it to obtain the zest off of oranges and lemons. But it's also really cool to decorate your food. So you can take it just like that. And then what it does is just removes portions of the skin. So when you go to slice it, you're going to wind up with something like this, you know, kind of interesting looking.
Which looks really nice.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of appetizers is the way it looks.
It's all in the presentation.
Sure, you know, and so cute little finger food is very attractive to people, especially in the holidays. You want to spend a little extra time on your cooking and your preparation because, you know, you're going to somebody's party. They've invited you over. You bring something, it represents who you are, really. You know, and it's fine if you want to do like chips and salsa, that's great too. If you want to do something a little more ornate like these individual appetizers, it just shows you put a lot of time into it. But we're not going to put that much time into it, but it looks like you did. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and finish scoring this here. And it's real simple.
And then you can always use this as a decorative.
You can use it for a garnish, sure. Absolutely.
It's cute.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice.
Now, does Morgan enjoy getting in the kitchen with you?
You know, she does, but she has so much homework all the time. Could you hand me a napkin, please?
Yes.
That she rarely has time. She's usually sitting there doing her homework while I'm cooking. But she's an excellent chef, and when I had the inn, she would sit, you know, stand right alongside me at the stove, and I go, okay, turn this on, turn this off, you know, flip this over.
How cute.
She was just awesome. So I know she has the talent to do it. It's just the time these days. And if you remember, college applications, of course, are due very soon. And she did early application in one of the schools. I know. It's just, try it. See how you like it. It's so smooth.
I'm going to have to grab me one.
I mean, look at that. Just so easy.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
How nice is this?
Yeah, I really like that one.
I know where I'm going to gotta go.
So, so anyway, she's just always so busy. She eats, she does her homework, she sleeps, and that's about it lately. And she did get her early admission application in. So we'll see about that. We'll know in December.
Wonderful.
And there's lots of schools to apply to, but she said, I want to just do one early admission and see how it goes.
Good for her.
I'm slicing these. They're less than an inch thick, maybe 2/3 of an inch, something like that. You don't want it to the point where it's so thick that it's cumbersome to eat. You want
Right.
it to be, one bite, two at the most.
And give a good snap to it, not limp. Like when you
Right.
hold it up and it just
Yeah, you don't want it.
everything
You don't want
falls
everything
off.
fall
you
off.
want to
Right.
give it some substance.
So when I was talking about this cool little melon baller, you'll see because you don't want to go too deep, or then your ingredients fall at the bottom. So
Sure.
you need to be a little bit careful. And you can just go like this. I'm churning the food instead of turning my hand because I have a better grip on it without moving it. So I just kind of
And I
did
think that one of the most important things is to remember is that when you're working with tomatoes, cucumbers, even bell peppers, put them on, turn them over, the part that you're going to stuff or the part that you're going to put them over and let them weep.
Yeah, yeah, let
And-
it drain a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
and
exactly it.
get all of the liquid out of it as much as you can.
Yeah, otherwise when you take a bite into it, it gets sloppy.
Well, and
then,
sometimes the topping will just fall right off.
yeah, it'll slide right out of there.
Done that.
Yep, that does happen. And you want to make your appetizers, especially, if you're going somewhere after work, as mess-free as possible because
Right.
we're usually in our work clothes. Gentlemen don't want the food all over their ties or their nice white shirts. And same thing with the ladies, you dress nice and then all of a sudden you've
And what's
got
nice about
food all over you.
the toppings for a lot of these, and even the cucumbers, is that you can put them into containers and take them and put them together when you get at the person's place.
That's exactly right. All you
2
really
seconds.
need is your knife and your melon baller and somewhere to cut.
Right.
It's that simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about a tablespoon of low-fat sour cream because I do like to make things on the healthier side. And then we have third less fat Philadelphia cream cheese.
And the one good thing about you using things that have less calories is that with all of the different seasonings and things, you can't tell that
Oh,
it's-
you really
you
can.
can't.
Some of the fat-free items, lack a little bit of consistency more so than flavor, but the low-fat seems to work really, really well.
Yeah.
So I have two different things going on here because I want to give you guys an opportunity to give me a taste test and an opinion. I used canned salmon here, and I'm going to use lox chopped up in this recipe.
Okay.
Same ingredients otherwise, and see what you think.
But one's canned and one's
And one's
Right. And the canned one is less expensive, and so if you're feeding a lot of people, a lot of times that's the way to go. I'm just sprinkling a little Old Bay on, probably a quarter teaspoon. Give everything a little bit of seasoning salt, makes it so
Yes,
much
the
better.
one-
Especially with
the-
cream cheese, you do want to add salt to that.
The seasoning salt, the one thing my Dutch relatives can never get enough of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They come to the States or we go to visit them. It's what do you want? We want M&Ms and seasoning salt.
So
How
just
cute.
a light shake of garlic powder because, it's
Go to
flavorful.
Costco and buy my
I'm
Oh, that's what we
Yeah,
do.
really,
No,
that's
but
where you
no,
get
that's
the
what we do. We
industrial
show,
size.
up with one of these about that big for
There
them.
you
So,
go.
Alan, why don't you start mixing that together? And then, Susie, I'm going to go ahead and slice up some of the salmon, and I'll let you mix that together.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go for the,
The lox.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you never know.
You never know.
What I do like about the canned salmon, especially if you're in a hurry, is you don't have to chop anything. It comes out of
Right.
the can, just like that. Do need to make sure you don't get the skin in there, because some of the canned salmon still has skin. But I went ahead and
that's
picked that
yucky.
out. And then expense-wise, if you're feeding a lot of people, this, lox becomes very expensive
You bet.
quickly. A can of salmon, about 15 ounces, usually runs about $4, sometimes $5. And then, of course, if you buy a 4-ounce package of lox,
It's expensive.
which, you're looking at $7. So it depends on how many people you want to feed. I'm going to put a little bit more in there, but you can start with that.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. I think I got this pretty well good. All right. I'll slide this one over.
Okay, thank
Oh,
you.
man, Alan's got it.
Yeah, that's looking good. I'm going to toss a little more in there. There you go.
Those knobs in there.
We've got salmon fingers now.
Trust me, nothing wrong with that.
I rub a little lemon on.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Now, do you add any lemon to this?
I'm going to add a lemon garnish that's going to give it the lemon flavor. And I'll show you because it's such a unique thing. I saw it at a sushi restaurant one time, and I thought, oh, that is a great way to do it. So I'm just going to simply add a little bit of the cream cheese, sour cream, and canned
All right,
salmon
Alan,
mixture.
you're the taster.
And it can
Clean
be
me up.
something as simple as this. What we're going to do is we're going to garnish it to make it look pretty. So on goes the dill.
Yeah, I love dill.
And then here's where the lemon comes in.
Yeah, you just
and you can
garnish
just,
that.
slide it right there.
cute is
It looks
that?
pretty. It tastes good,
Let's
even
get
though.
a shot of that on the.
You betcha.
That is
Right
very
there.
pretty.
Isn't that cool?
Actually, we may have to hold off on the taste test because we can get Jim in here because we have to go to a break.
Sure.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
let's
We
do
actually
that.
have to go to a break, but
I'll
let's
fix
get
up a few more.
let's get Jim in here, and then we can get a
Okay,
nice
and we'll all
big
taste
panel
it
going.
together.
Exactly.
Sounds good.
Exactly.
Very good.
So we're gonna.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.